ninja chopstick. $26. Clap. Ring. Ice. 2.73 push-ups a second. $83 in 30 seconds. Continue in there. No, we're just going to keep writing. We're writing down all the world records we've done this past year, and I guess it's apparently just been a year. So here we are, 1 year. One full year. Today's day 365, no processed foods. We made it a year. That's right. Writing down all the world records that happened this year, because there's been a lot of them. Trying to think of them all, because there's just been a lot. 62 one-arm push-ups. In 40 seconds, we did 50 one-arm ring push-ups. Gosh, what else have we been doing this year? Hey, it's Casey NOVESKE. We're writing down all the world records I've done. I'm on day 365, no processed foods, and all this amazing stuff has happened because of it. Just look at all these. You guys want me to read these off in case it's backwards? We did 1,000 pounds barefoot jumping squat. That's 360 over world record with shoes on. I did 26 blindfolded clap ring push-ups. I did 2.73 push-ups a second. That's 83 in 30 seconds. I did 62 one-arm push-ups in 40 seconds. I did 154 push-ups this year on gymnast rings. I did 80 ring clap push-ups, 160 ninja chopstick push-ups, 40 ring push-ups on ice clapping. They say one of those is impossible. I did 40. 50 one-arm push-ups on rings, and I did 106. I'm not sitting here bragging. This is stuff we've all done together. 106 suspended. Ring push-ups. And all this has happened this year because I eliminated processed food. Once I start talking about that, everybody runs away. I got it. But this is what happens if you're still here and you want to hear the message. I eliminated processed food, and in 1 year, all these world records happened. That's a big deal. That's a real big deal. It's like, what's more important than your body and your food? Well, nothing. And whenever I talk about it, well, it seems like everyone runs away because no one wants to hear this message, but it's important, and we're just going to keep talking about it. Processed food is your enemy. All the goals you have at the gym, well, you can never reach them because you have processed food. None of these things could ever be done in history because no one was ever healthy enough. I went 1 year without processed foods, and look it, became 1 in 8 billion. And it's not bragging, this is, I want to share this with you. You eliminate these things from your life, you're going to be 1 in 8 billion. It's just how it works. Like, think about a lion. I always like to talk about this, and this scares people away quicker than anything, and I'm not super worried about that today. But you think about a lion. What does a lion eat? Really good stuff, right? How many times do you see a lion at the gym? And how scary is a lion? So that right there is why you should be eating healthy, because lions eat healthy and they're scary. Humans don't eat healthy and they're not scary. And that's just how it works. I didn't know this. I was in the Army and I became so much stronger recently. These are all the world records I've done in the past 365 days. My whole life has changed. I lost 62 pounds. I just became a crazy health nut. And I eat the same meal twice a day. I'm going to talk about that in a minute if you guys want to know what that meal is. But if you're new here, there's a lot of new people. Look, we did 1,000 pounds barefoot jump squat. That's 360 over world record. We did 26 blindfolded clap push-ups on rings. We did 2.73. I better put rings on there because no one's going to know that that's rings. Rings. Okay, 2.73 push-ups a second. That's 83 in 30 seconds. I did 62 one-arm push-ups in 40 seconds. That far surpasses world record. I did 154 ring push-ups on the ground. I did 80 ring push-ups clapping on the ground. 160 ninja chopsticks. That's where you hold on to sticks. 40 ring push-ups clapping on ice. 50 one-arm ring push-ups. And 106 suspended ring push-ups. All this happened this year because I eliminated processed food. How you doing? Love you guys. And it's just like, this is a big day. You try hard at stuff, you make it a full year, and you're like, was it worth it? Well, it's absolutely worth it. I wish I could have everybody on the same diet because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All my body injuries repaired themselves. I'm a disabled vet with a bad shoulder. Look at, how could any of this ever have been done with somebody with a bad shoulder? If this is backwards, I'm sorry, but understand that this is the hardest shoulder exercises on the planet, period. I did this with a bad shoulder because I ate right. What's the diet? You guys want to hear the diet? Everyone wants to hear the diet. What's the magic diet that a lion eats? It's called steak. There you go. There's the secret. There it is. Steak, potatoes, carrots. That's what I eat. 7,300 calories a day. Yeah, I eat 7,300 calories a day. My body fat is like 6.5 or 7. It's so low you wouldn't believe it. You can see some videos with me with my shirt off. You'd go, wow. But my metabolism's back. I'm 48 years old. I'm the best in the world at push-ups, and I can do 2.73 push-ups a second, and that's what happens when you eat super good. This is going to be repetitive on this one. I'm just going to keep saying it, and people are going to keep running away. You got to eat good. And everyone's like, well, I don't want to eat good, or you have all your different reasons why you don't eat good. You're going to have to watch some of these videos and figure out why it is that you need to eat the steak, potatoes, and carrots. But I eat it twice a day, the exact same meal, the exact same way. These things happen, and it's like every workout I do is a world record. And it's not... Yeah, that's it. That's all I eat twice a day. You can watch my videos. I show you how to cook. I show you when to eat, how to eat. That's what this channel's for. So just twice a day. And then I have 3,200 calories a day of coffee creamer. That's 100 servings of coffee creamer a day. 100 a day. And I have 6 to 9 pounds of grapes, which is a considerable amount of grapes. But I eat that every single day, and it's replicating a prehistoric type old school caveman diet. I'm a troglodyte. I know prehistoric's not the right word, but let's just call it what it is, troglodyte. So I've been on this diet for this whole time, and it's just completely changed my life. It's changed everything about me. It's changed my family. My kids are all ridiculous at push-ups. My family is ridiculously healthy. I made 1,300 videos about push-ups this past 365 days, and actually I've only been doing push-ups for 7 months total. 7 months ago I was 3 push-ups. I could do hundreds now. I literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and I'm doing it all on a bad shoulder. So know that if you have an injury, it's not something that you should say, hey, I have a bad shoulder, I can't do stuff. You say, I have a bad shoulder, I'm going to be the best at shoulder exercises. That's how life should be for you. Instead of saying, hey, I have a bad knee, say, hey, I'm going to run really far with a bad knee. Even if it hurts, figure it out. Eat healthier. Your body will repair itself. And you might laugh and say, that's not real. Well, it is real. It's absolutely real. My body has repaired every single damage, every single somewhat disease state. Everything that was wrong has completely reversed in 1 year. And that's super important. So, came here to do the board. My kids are swimming at the pool. 1 year, yeah, that's right. 365 days ago, I watched Dr. J on YouTube. If you guys haven't heard of him, he's a cardiologist. Type in real food that looks like real food. You're going to find a guy with a little smock on his head. He's a surgeon. What was my diet for? Everything. Everything was game. I ate everything. Now I only eat one thing, like one meal. And lions only eat one meal. When that meal comes walking by, they eat it every day. That's what makes them a lion. You know what makes a bear? A bear, they eat a lot of donuts. That's why bears are like big, but they're not very fast and scary like a lion. That's one of my jokes. I know bears don't eat donuts, but in Alaska they do, right before a hunter gets them. What's with the stick? It's my push-up sticks. I make push-up sticks. I'll show you some things with the stick, right? Let's just watch that for a minute. I'm gonna set my camera here, or my little microphone. Let's hope it reaches out. Okay, some of the stuff I like to do overhead stretches before I do push-ups. Okay, I like to put it here and get a little crack on my back. Okay, and then I do stick push-ups. I bet you want to see what a stick push-up is. I wasn't gonna do any push-ups today. I kind of vowed no push-ups, but we'll do a stick push-up just because you guys are curious. This is a stick push-up. It's similar to a one-arm push-up. Oh, better go out more. That's a stick push-up. Stick push-ups are, I think, popular in India, is their kind of where they're from. I thought I invented them, but then I looked up on YouTube, and lots of guys in India do the stick. So I just like to keep my mobility happening. It's good for my brain. Keeps me busy when I'm talking. Gives me something to point with. But mainly, it's just my exercise tool. It's like everybody's got a thing. I like the stick. Ninjas have sticks, right? So if you're new here, these are all the world records we've broke. This is 25, this is 26. If it's backwards, you need me to repeat it for you, I can. Let me turn that a little bit. If anyone needs me to read those off, can't read it, let me know. Here, let's zoom in. Do a zoom in. Here's the board. Look at this board. This is amazing. This is a 1 in 8 billion board. No one's ever wrote this before in history. That's 1 in 8 billion. And you know, if you go throughout all the people in history, I mean, I'm sure at one point there was a caveman as strong as me. But this is what happens when you go 365 days, no processed food. It's just what happens. Do you know how much a Guinness World Record is? If you guys want to pay for them, we'll go get some. But they're about $1,600 each. That's a business. They make money on those. I don't have $1,600 for each one of these. That's a lot of money. 1,600, 1,600, 1,600. And then if I break them again tomorrow, what do I got to go pay another 1,600 to fix that certificate? That's goofy. That's goofy. That's just goofy sauce, paying them all that money. I'll put it on YouTube. It's there forever. That's how I do it. I'm not super worried about what a beer company thinks about my athletic skills. But some people are. Some people say, you know what, that beer company, that matters so much. Whatever they say about athletic skills, well, that's the most important thing in the world, some beer company. Isn't that goofy? Guinness, beer. If you're not in a book written by a beer company, it doesn't count. That's an interesting way to think about life, but I don't agree. That's where I don't agree. But you can come pay for them. I'm in Alaska. They're $1,600 each. So we'll go do all those again for you. 1,600, bring your money. Love ya. People always want to say all that kind of stuff, right? And I get it, but it's not fair because that's a lot of money. I did the push-ups and they're like, oh, they only count if you have money? That's the most crooked system in the world. That's just pure crazy sauce right there. You can put them on YouTube. You can watch them all day. That's filmed with an iPhone 17 Pro Max. They're good videos. They're good. You can watch it over and over again forever in history. That's fine with me. But we did a 1,000-pound barefoot jumping squat. That's 360 over world record. We did 25 blindfolded clap ring push-ups. 2.73 push-ups a second. That was 83 in 30 seconds. 62 one-arm push-ups in 40 seconds, which far surpasses world record. 154 ring push-ups on the ground. 80 ring push-ups clapping on the ground. 160 ninja chopsticks. That's where you're holding on to one stick in each hand like this. It's a grip strength push-up. 40 ring push-ups clapping on ice, which they say one is impossible. The super push-up guys with all the world records, they say one's impossible. So I did 40 of the ones that they can't do. They got the records, but I can do 40 of something they can't. Isn't that interesting? I think that's interesting. And then we did 50 one-arm ring push-ups and 106 suspended ring push-ups. So that's all happened in this past 365 days, no processed food. I know this is repetitive, but some people, they're new here and they want to hear this stuff. You guys want me to zoom in on that board? Let's zoom in on that board. Look at that beautiful board. I came here because my kids are swimming at the gym, but also I just wanted to put all this on a board today. I wanted to do a live stream because it's 365 days, no processed food. How many times does that happen in your life? Most people never. Let's just say most people, they could never, ever, ever do that. And the reason why is food addiction, but that's for another video. This one's about world records and all the things achieved by eating right this year. Eating healthy is the most important thing you can do. Lions are scary because they eat healthy. Fact, period. End of story. They don't go to the gym. No animals go to the gym. Well, there's animals at the gym, but not the kind you're worried about. I'm Casey Noveske. This is a push-up channel. We talk about health, fitness. We talk about a lot of things. I have 1,300 videos about push-ups and exercise. And this board right here, I'm sure I missed a couple. If I sit and stare at it, I'm going to remember a couple more we've done. But there's been an amazing amount of push-ups have been going on this year. Some days I did 1,500 a day. Some of them I did 506 minutes. I mean, you guys have been there with me. We did them together, but these numbers, they're incredible numbers because of healthy food. It's not me. This is what happens when humans eat right, and most people don't know that. Most professional athletes would never have a diet as pure as mine, and they should. Think of how people would be at sports if they just ate better. Just think about that. Just think about sports and think about all the people on all the teams you like if all they ate was good food and not pizza and beer. Think about how those teams would perform and how excited you'd be to watch them play after a year of eating right. Just think about that football or hockey or baseball team when they're all eating right. That would be amazing. If you're new here, these are all the world records I've done in the past 2 years. I'm just repetitively talking about that today because today's day 365, no processed foods, and that this is what happens. This channel wasn't supposed to be an exercise fitness channel. It's supposed to be a fishing channel. I like to fish. But one day I started eating really good, and then not too many days after I started doing push-ups, and I realized I had a message to share with the world. The message was what all the people tell you at the grocery store walking the outside lap. They're saying, eat healthy, don't go in the middle of the store, single ingredient foods, and we laugh our whole life and think we have a better solution, but we don't, because if we had listened to all those people, our grandmas, our grandpas back when we were young and ate healthy, think where we would be in life. Exercise-wise, fitness-wise, maybe we'd all be professional athletes and never knew that about ourselves. And food's so important. I can make a video and say I went 365 days, no processed food, and look, I got 3 people liked it. Not many people want to hear that message, and I understand why that's hard for people. It was hard for me to hear for years. My wife's a doctor. She'd tell me, my doctors would tell me, everybody would tell me, and I wouldn't listen. And some guy on YouTube told me, said the word emulsifier, and that's what changed it all. So, emulsifier, that's a thing. Emulsifier. If you don't know what an emulsifier is, you need to look it up, because that is your biggest enemy in your life. If emulsifiers were uncreated and disappeared in the world, I couldn't even imagine what the world would be like because I never lived in that world. I really haven't. Here, we're just gonna... I don't want to look at that. People are always like talking about the Guinness Book World Records, and I tell you what, it's a beer company. That's a beer company. That's not a fitness company. Everyone's like, oh, you have to go pay them money to get your record. It's $1,600 a record you have to pay to a beer company. Just to have your record, I could write mine on a chalkboard for free. I don't need a beer company. Some of you guys need a beer company to think anything's real, and I understand that, but I don't. I got my push-up stick. I just made this one. Check it out. I do push-ups on these. I do transition push-ups too. I bet you'd like to see that. If I get a couple likes real quick, maybe I'll do a transition push-up. Do you guys want to see a transition push-up? Put it in the comments. I'll show you one, a stick transition. It's literally, it took me a year to learn how to do this, but I want to see some likes and some comments. If we get that, we'll do it. Stick transition. It's really hard on my wrists and shoulders, but I do them for you guys. It's one of the most amazing push-ups you can do. I've only seen one other person do it, and then I showed it to my kids, and now my kids can all do it. I had to teach them how. Once you learn the trick, it's kind of easy. Okay, I don't think anyone wants a stick transition push-up. That's fine. Today's day 365, no processed food. My kids have about 10 more minutes in the pool, so I'm going to do 10 more minutes of live stream. I'm just going to spin my stick around, get a little exercise. I came here to put my numbers on the board. This is the stuff I've done in the past 365 days. This is what eating healthy has done for me. And it's done for us because I've shared this message with a lot of people, and a lot of my friends, a lot of my family. Everybody's getting super healthy, and I love that. It's goofy that I'm the one spreading the message, but that's where I'm at in life. These are my push-up sticks. You can tell I can move them pretty quick. They're amazing. They help with mobility. They help with hand-eye coordination. They help with push-ups. They help with wrist function. They're amazing. So I do them a lot. I don't even have to think about it. I've only hit myself in the face a couple times. Where are you guys watching from? I'm hanging out in Alaska. We can go out today. We'll do some snow stuff. Just wanted to come get this board filled out, get a couple pictures with it. This board means a lot to me. This day means a lot to me. What I've accomplished this year, well, it means a lot to me. It should mean a lot to you too, because this is all stuff that your name will be up here if you eat a year, no processed food. It'll change your life. If this is backwards, let me know. I can read all this off. These are all the world records I broke. This is last year, and I know I'm missing a couple. There's quite a few more. And this is this year. I could drop down and do a couple more right here. It's healthy food will change your life. If you saw the title, 365 Days, No Processed Food, that's where I'm at. And this is what it's done. This one right here, 1,000-pound barefoot jumping squat. That's 360 over world record, and I did it barefoot. That's 360 over the strongest person ever, barefoot. How could a person do that? How could a person do that and weigh 170? Think about that. 170-pound guy can jump with 1,000 pounds barefoot. Why? You should ask yourself why. And the answer is no processed food, but you should really think about that one and think about the why. How come it's not a 400-pound guy that does that with big muscles? Why is it a little tiny guy that can do that? 170 is pretty small. That's the smallest I've ever been since I was 13 years old. So you think, how come I can do that? Well, it's no processed food, and lions don't eat processed food. Lions can do all that stuff. I don't know if you ever pushed a lion's buttons, but if you do, you'll find out really quick. They win. Lions always win. They don't go to the gym, and if you push their buttons, they're going to win. Same with humans. If you eat good, you don't need to go to the gym. Today I'm at the gym and I'm holding a microphone and I'm spinning a stick, right? It doesn't mean this isn't a workout. It doesn't mean that I'm not strong. Sometimes you can just go to the gym and talk about how you ate, because that's the most important workout you have. Go a year without processed food, and this is going to be all the things you do. I'm going to read these off because some of you might be new. Look at this one. 1,000 pounds barefoot jumping squat. That's 360 over world record. 26 blindfolded ring clap push-ups. 2.73 push-ups a second. That's 83 in 30 seconds. I got 62 one-arm push-ups in 40 seconds. We got 154 ring push-ups, 80 ring clap push-ups, 160 ninja chopstick push-ups. That's holding these sticks, one in each hand. We got 46 ring push-ups clapping on ice, or 40, sorry. 50 one-arm ring push-ups and 106 suspended ring push-ups. This isn't a brag board. This is an eat right board. When you eat right, this is the kind of performance your body's going to have. These words are really important. I could go on and on, but just let this soak in. When you eat right, that's how you perform. It's not everyone's favorite message, I'm aware. I don't know why there's not 10,000 people watching and 1 million likes, but you know what? That's the world we're in. We're taught to not like winners. We're taught to not like somebody, to eat healthy. We're trained, if we see someone talking about eating healthy, we should click off as fast as possible. We're so trained to say, hey, world records, click off quick. We don't want to eat healthy. And I get it. I get it. It's just bad training. It's totally useless training. All that stuff that we've listened to and been told, don't eat healthy. It's goofy. It's just plain goofy. So I got 6 more minutes. We're going to talk about it a little more. Push-ups, world records 1 year. That's my YouTube channel. These are the world records broken in the past 365 days. I could do them again today. I could do them again tomorrow. My birthday's in a couple days. You know, one of the presents I wanted Guinness Book World Record people to come to do all my little things and give me all the certificates. But at the same time, I really don't. I don't really want to be affiliated with a beer company. My brother died drunk driving. I can tell you some more family horror stories of alcohol. And you know what? Why would I support an alcohol company when I'm doing fitness? That makes no sense at all. That makes no sense at all, that you work super hard at fitness and you have to go ask an alcohol company permission to be good at what you're good at. Isn't that the goofiest thing you ever heard? I think it is. It kind of frustrates me and makes me mad. And I wonder why YouTube or some company like that doesn't have a platform where they take over that world record thing with videos, with computer skills, and like somebody we can trust, because I don't trust a beer company's record keeping. Sorry. I don't trust that. But I do trust this chalkboard because I just wrote this up there and I know it's real and I did it. I trust this video because I made it and I'm going to watch it again and I'm going to love it and like it and comment on it. That's all real. You can believe that and take that to the bank. So we're going to wrap this up. And it's kind of interesting. I do a live stream like this and I only got 3 likes. Every single time I talked about healthy food, everybody ran away. And every time I said world records, it seems like everybody wants to call me a liar and say, where's your beer company certificate? And I don't want a beer company certificate. I don't drink beer. I don't approve of alcohol. So why would I go ask a beer company permission to be good at all these things I'm already good at? And say, hey, beer company, would you approve me, please? Would you give me some paper that says your name on it and smells like alcohol, please? That's goofy. Remember that, everyone who watches this in the future. That's goofy. How come the world isn't changing this? Why is the whole entire world, every single country in the world, why Why do we accept that world records have to have a beer company's name attached to them? Why is that appropriate? And what crazy sauce world is that appropriate? Because you know what? Athletes who do world records like this, they don't drink alcohol because you can't. If you drink alcohol, you're not going to do all this stuff. And I'm not here to preach about alcohol, but how come all of us athletes have to ask permission from a beer company? Please, beer company, tell me I'm good at stuff. Please, beer company, tell me I'm good at stuff. Just, that's the goofiest thing ever. I'm going to make some more videos about this because I didn't realize how much it bothers me. But that bothers me incredibly. It bothers me a lot. It should bother you a lot. It should bother everybody in the athletic community a lot that we've put up with this for so long, that that's become the standard, that you have to then ask a beer company permission to be good at all those things you trained at for years, you worked hard at for years, all the things you did for years. That's the one that takes the sword and says, you've been knighted, you did the record, right? That's the one you get the permission from. Remember that. And that says everything about this whole message today, about processed food, about why everybody's at where they're at. We're asking the wrong people permission in life. Eat healthier. Be smarter. Live longer. I love you. Be positive. Have a great day.